If you got family members or loved ones that are in the prison system and they owe it like this here, pay attention. Or if they are physically or mentally handicapped in a very severe way, pay attention. Because today I'm going to talk to you about the medical parole process in the state of Texas, formerly called Medically Recommended Intensive Supervision, aka MRIS, and what that process looks like in terms of screening. First, I would say referring, then screening, and then voting and potentially a release to medical parole. Today's scripture is going to come from Board Policy 145.204. And then turn your good books over to CMHC Policy Manual number A-08.6. Now let's get into it. So as I mentioned before, medical parole, MRIS, is specifically intended to get people out of prison who are either very old, very handicapped, and they don't present any type of real danger or threat to the public. This makes sense, obviously, because they're not a threat to the public and they got plenty of other people lining up every day to go to prison, so they could use that space more efficiently. But also because of the cost of housing a person who requires intensive medical or psychiatric help, opposed to the benefit from the state's perspective of being able to house a person who's able-bodied and that they can benefit off of. So through another state program called Takumi, which is the outside and aftercare component of this. Here, I just want to lay out what are the different grounds for which a person could be set to medical parole. Y'all see my contact, so hit me up. It's a pressure point. You got to have leverage, you feel me? So we use everything we can to get people out the clank. So after a referral has been made, then they're screened by a medical or mental health professional, and a recommendation is made to a special board panel who then decides whether or not to release this person onto medical parole and what will be the conditions of that release. Very quickly, here are the criteria. 1, being terminally ill, meaning you got 6 months to live. 2, being elderly, meaning that you're 65 years or older. 3, being physical handicapped, obviously being extremely physically impaired, not just a little broken foot or something. Mentally ill, meaning that you're deranged, talking about you're going to sue Ronald Reagan, schizophrenia, bipolar, like extreme mental health. Developmentally disabled, meaning that you are what used to be referred to as mentally retarded. Next, requiring long-term care, basically like bedside assistance. Persistent vegetative state, meaning you're a vegetable. Special needs, and organic brain syndrome.